everyone! How's it going? It's been a while since I've talked to you guys. Today I'm going to show you the process of a large painting I did for my solo show back in June. This was one of the main pieces. I used a couple of pieces of scrap paper to sketch out the base drawing, and then I transferred it to a large watercolor paper. I believe the paper's brand is KINTSUGI, but I'm not sure exactly what kind of paper it is. I mostly used my skin tone palette, which I know a lot of you have been asking about. I did get rid of the video that I made before because I didn't really like the quality of the video. So I want to refilm it and make a new one for you guys. So that'll be coming soon. I also used a palette with a couple of Daniel Smith watercolors in it. And this is actually my first time using Daniel Smith, and I really love the texture and how many different colors you can see within one paint. It's really cool. It's hard to explain if you're not actually looking at it. I always start with the skin when I'm painting in watercolor. I don't know why, I think it's just because it's my favorite part. But one problem with that I've noticed is when I'm starting with the skin, everything around it is white. It makes the skin look a lot darker in comparison, which is usually what I'm trying to go for, but as soon as I start painting the surrounding areas, the skin looks a lot lighter. This has been an issue for a while now. I've noticed with a lot of my paintings that they end up looking lighter than I intended, which sucks because I really make an effort to draw women of color, but sometimes you can't tell. And I usually end up forgetting to go back and darken the skin later, so I'm gonna have to make an effort to try and save the skin for last. I had a lot of struggles during the month where I was painting for my solo show. I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to convey, mostly emotions and feelings. My show ended up being about growth, and I think it shows in a lot of different ways. It's mostly revolved around one girl, and it could be over a period of time because her hair gets longer, but she's also holding plants and surrounded by plants that continue to grow and get bigger. In this one, the plant is made of negative space. So I wanted people to interpret this one however they felt, but to me it was about growing as a person and being who you are with all your flaws, which is also why I named this piece KINTSUGI. KINTSUGI is the art of restoring a broken pot using glue and a gold binding. It's a Japanese method, and in some ways it makes the pot more valuable because it's broken and has had the love and care put into it to put it back together. And this whole piece is kind of about that, and it relates to people too. That you grow as a person and you go through struggles and you break into pieces and get put together sometimes. And you come out a stronger, like you're a better person because of your flaws. But I think a lot of people interpret it in different ways. This is just how I felt when I was painting it. So I used mostly watercolors for the base, and then I used a combination of colored pencils and Copic Markers to do the outlining. I wanted the outlines to be soft still, so I didn't want to use black or like a brush pen. I did use a watered down Pentel brush pen for some of the shadows and the gray outlines, but I wanted to keep the outlines very soft. It was interesting doing this piece first because afterwards all of the rest of the pieces for my show were done on wood, which I'll talk about later in another video. But this one was done on watercolor paper, so I went on a mission to find a nice frame for it. And we finally found a frame at a Dick Blick store in Berkeley, back home in California. And it was perfect. It was the exact size, and it was the same exact type of wood as the other paintings. I was so happy to find that frame. here's the final painting. I actually still have the original and large and small prints of it available in my store right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!